Hey there, knife lovers. Love Them Knives channel, LTK here, and yeah, we're going down the Ganzo Firebird road again, and you probably wonder if I've got a real thing for this brand, and yes, I do. Yes, I do. Good knives. I mean, just everything about the Ganzo / Firebird line I really like. What a great budget knife. And crap with that. I mean, what a great knife, period. I don't care about budget. I mean, I do care about my budget. But I mean, if you just look at this knife, I'm sorry. I know it sounds crazy, but these knives are as good as a $50, $60, $70 knife in my book. Maybe as good as some knives at $100. And I don't really want to name names, but these are great. Oh, let me get to the point here. I had a viewer that said, hey, have you looked at these 7542 models? The 754 models, basically. And I said, yeah, I kind of glazed over of them on Power Cutlery. They're a USA seller, so you can actually get a knife within the next millennium. No, they ship out really quick, and they have like a flat, like $2.85 postal fee. You'll have to look on their site, but I'll leave the link to Power Cutlery. USA seller, you order it, they ship it the next day. 3 days later, you got it in your hands. It's just wonderful. And I, for the first time, actually had an email exchange with Power Cutlery, and we just chatted back and forth a little bit. And I said, I just appreciate you being available in the U.S. It was nice. I wasn't asking for favors or anything. I just wanted to let him know that I was putting his name out on my channel so that he kind of knows. And he said, yeah, he'd heard from some buyers about my channel. So that's great. Stonewash, flat grind. I like this model. Do you like this model? I don't know. I saw it. 754, right? 440C, made by Ganzo. Not a lot of huge writing on the blade. And I don't mind the Firebird logo. I don't mind it. But you know what? The stonewash is really nicely done. 440C, great steel. You got jimping, and you see how the jimping goes through the G10 and the liner. Lines up. Here's your blade stop. And you got a little bit here. It's not very deep, and it's definitely not aggressive. Look at that. You got the blue ambidextrous thumb studs, which is great. I like having ambidextrous thumb studs. Here's your pocket clip, and it's just a nice satin pocket clip. I mean, I like the fact that they do this blue hardware. I really do. I really like it. I'm into it. And it's not really trying to be upscale or anything, but it just adds that extra nice touch, I think. You got a lanyard hole that's pretty good size, back spacer that matches. And if you're into the contrasting, well, then buy 2 of them and then just swap the back spacers, if that's your deal. Because, Spyderco and Stedman and a bunch of others are doing that. They're doing like the orange with a blue or whatever, backspace, different color. I like this. I like the continuity of the colors. I got a green, I got an orange. I just wanted to see if they felt any different. And you know what? They do feel different. And so that kind of, that's important to kind of note, that they do feel different. They do. This one, I can flip it shut. This one, yeah. I mean, this one came out a little tougher. And I sat there, and now it's going to behave for me a little bit better. This is a little stiffer. This spring's a little stiffer. It's a little tougher to get this blade to swing than the other. But, I mean, people go in, and you can take these scales off, and then there's a little tension bar that goes here and hooks into this metal scale and metal frame piece on both sides. So he's got separate, little spring. It's not a coiled spring. It's just a spring, a little length of spring steel, and it hooks into a little area inside the scale. And I don't know if you can even see that. If I could even get light on it enough for you to see where it comes in. See? There it is. And there it is on that side. So, in any case, you can actually take those and bend them open a little bit on the end, and that will loosen this and make it a little bit more, because this is, hold on. I mean, this is nothing like the axis lock. The axis lock is, is a lot more, it's a lot looser than this is. But hey, this is the G lock. This is not an axis lock. That's what Ganzo calls it. In any case, sorry, we're kind of just getting off track. But you can go right hand, left hand, tip up, carry on these. I like the design on these knives. It just looks like a strip, doesn't it? Just a rectangular strip. If you look at the total overall, how this design goes. But if you think about this, hold it in your hands. I'm attracted to this design, and I don't know, I looked at it online and it didn't really rev my engine. But when I got them in and I opened them up and I really took a good look at them, I started liking this a lot more. I'm sure this resembles some other knife out there, because just a long rectangular, piece. I'm sure there's other knives that kind of do that. But it's very practical. This is very nice. You've got traction up here. You've got some degree of traction along the back spacer and around here. Then around the bottom part, which is going to be right here, and gives you something there. This, not very important here, but maybe more of a styling cue. This, very important. And back here is important as well. And you've got a grippy G10, textured. I mean, where do you get this for, like, what is it, like $19 a piece for these? I can't remember, 17, 18, 19. It's just crazy cheap money for these knives. Flat grind, stone wash. So, you don't leave the fingerprints all over. If it was a satin, and that's really good for kind of a carry beater knife. But I mean, I don't want to put it down so bad to just say, well, it's just a beater. Because you know what? I'd be happy to carry this anytime, anywhere. It's a good size knife. Almost 3 3/4 inch blade. 9.5 centimeters overall. Over 21 centimeters, 8 3/4 overall. It's not a small knife. It's almost 3 3/4 inch blade up to here. Now, cutting, probably 3.5. At best, maybe 3.4. Blade stock is adequate too. Hold on. It's not bad. It's not shabby. There you go. 3.2. And If we can get inches, please. 0.114. So basically probably started off at like an eighth, close to an eighth. I'm going to try. I was trying to get this right, but I can't get this right in here. I got this in the way, but it won't be in the way for long. If you can catch this at the fattest part. There you go. See? Now we're there. That's over an eighth. 3.2. Let's assume they're both the same that way. So you've got a fairly big knife. What would you compare it to? Well, let's look at the Spyderco Delica. Much bigger knife than that, isn't it? Much bigger knife. So let's look at the CRKT standard size Fossil. Bigger knife than that, too. Yeah. This is a 3.4, 3.5. There you go. Much bigger knife. Just all the way around. Very handy. One-handed knife. Ambidextrous. It's smooth. I mean, I did work this orange one because it was more of a pain in the ass when I got it out of the box. Like I'm saying, see, that's still not flipping open and close the same. Got to use a little bit more force. But you know what? These things will wear in after a while, and they do get better. If you want, yeah, like I said, you could go in and loosen this if you feel that this is too much spring here. I don't. I think it's just fine. They're slightly above grade, so you can grab them, and there's a little bit of machining on the ends of these. Could they be out just a skosh more and make it a little easier to get some traction on them? Yeah, it really doesn't bother me, so I don't know. How much above the scale do you want these hanging? They might get caught on the lip of your pant pocket or something like that. So I don't know. I really think they've really done a good job. It's really hard to knock these knives. These are, and you know what? I really like the style. They aren't crazy style. They're not, but yeah. See, I mean, this has got more of that buoy. Well, it's got a buoy blade. So yeah, there's more style, but this is just so adaptable, so easy to get with. This one's a little bit more complex in the grind and maybe maintenance and stuff like that, where this one is just with the stonewash, with the G10, with the shape and how you can just get your hand on it. It's, wow, it's really usable. I'm pretty impressed with these. Let's see what they weigh out. I think they're real good EDCables. Yeah, 4.2. They're fairly light. I mean, for being almost 3 3/4 inch blade at 120 grams, that's not bad. It's hard not to like these, isn't it? I know I'm going to get comments from you guys going, yeah, I mean, maybe this is the best line of knives in the world, in the marketplace at $20 or less. $21, $22, $23. I'm just telling you. And of course, their automatic knives are, I think, some of the best in the marketplace at their price range. I mean, you're looking at what, $20 for an automatic knife? If I can hold on to it, the G10 might be what you want to go to if you want to hold on to it. But as far as glitz, I love the aluminum. I love the aluminum. But in any case, let's get back to this. Yeah. I love the G-Lock. It's very nice. It's a very functional knife. It's got a lot of traction. Feels good in the hand. Even reverse grip with this kind of handle is very nice. no hot spots. And take a look. Perfectly centered. Perfectly centered. I mean, and there's a reason that they're only 4.2 ounces, right? You know, you've got skeletonized scale up on top and on the bottom. How about that? You're thinking of a few things they're doing. The nice blue hardware. Nice clip, makes sense, not too high, easy in the pocket. No, it's not a deep carry clip. It'd be funny if somebody comes out and starts doing deep carry clips for the Ganzos. Would that be crazy? But, you know, you can, they're ambidextrous thumb studs and left and right hand carry too. So, I mean, you know, how many knives have we done on this channel where it's right hand only? But this is right and left hand. And ambidextrous thumb studs. And you've got the G-lock. So, I mean, you can do it that way too. Very one-handed. Wow. Yeah. It's really hard to not like these knives. I'll tell you what, I think I probably got 8 or 9 of them in my knife drawer of my, you know, want to keep type knives. And actually, I need more because actually I've traded out of some of the ones that I intended on keeping. So I will rebuy those in the future. You know, like this is a keeper for me. I love the G10. I mean, carbon fiber G10 laminate. I love this. I made this knife because it was a coated blade, and you can tell that the liners are still the coated liners, but I swapped the blade out with the Satin G10 model so I could have my own Satin carbon fiber one. At the time, they weren't around in the marketplace. They weren't available, so I made my own. In any case, wow. Thanks for hanging out with me. I just can't help but like the Ganzo line and the Firebird stuff. And I know I've got a lot of videos out on this, but they just keep making really good models. And I keep getting asked by viewers, hey, have you seen this new or that new? And there you go. And it's always fun when I take their advice because it's usually a pleasant surprise. And it is. Thanks, guys. Take care. Subscribe if you want. We just keep on down the road, and we're going to try and make it interesting and fun. Got a subscriber sign up now. Make sure you get in. If you're a subscriber, you can get in on the giveaways that are happening fairly frequently. And thank you for your support. Appreciate it, because we love them knives.